Hi guys, and welcome back once more to a sketchbook tour of the sketchbooks I've filled throughout the last months and haven't uploaded until now. So yeah, today we have these two sketchbooks. This is from end of June to middle of July or end of July, and this one is end of July to sometime beginning of September, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them like this, so yeah, editing now, zoom in on the sketchbook now because it's smaller. So yeah, this is a uhmmm bamboo sketchbook. It's really nice. Even though the paper was so thin, it handled like everything I put on it pretty well, so thumbs up for that. I don't remember the price of it, but I think it was a bit pricey, but I do like the paper, so I think I'm gonna like buy the paper separately and use it if I feel in the mood for it, and then glue it into my sketchbooks. But yeah, lots of stickers, just some I bought, some I printed out myself, like manga panels and all. This is the only one. I don't know the name of the artist, but I got it from the Hubert von Westra Love Sign earlier in 2024. So yeah. Now we start. More stickers. Tiny little me clinging to the shoulder of Oma Chokita from Kengan. He is one of my comfort characters. I love him very, very dearly. So yeah. Stuff about me. I no longer go by these two names. I do still go by Mao. I was a spec lesbian in a queer platonic relationship with Remy. Remy is my boyfriend, I call him Remy. Mainly into Kengan, Baki, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Fire Emblem Engage, Five Nights at Freddy's, Food Fantasy and more. Let's check on that. Still into Kengan. I do still like Baki, but I don't really keep up with it anymore in recent weeks because there's just not much going on. But I am looking forward to the Bakido anime. Why did I say it's so German? Anime. Fire Emblem Three Houses and Engage. Still into that. I haven't played in a while, but love them very much. Five Nights at Freddy's. Not as much as I am during the peaks of my obsession with it, but I do see myself returning to watching tons of theory videos sometime in the next months. Food Fantasy, I do still play that daily, like I do the daily quests and all. For the second page, I drew Adam Dudley from Kengan. By the way, when I say Kengan, I am referring to Kengan Ashura and the sequel Kengan Omega. Occasionally, I draw characters in there like that only appear in Omega, but it's the same universe, so yeah. Usually Adam has he has lots of tattoos on his arms, but this is drawn fairly small and I could not be bothered to try drawing those detailed tattoos on this, so I will draw him with tattoos someday, but not this. Also, here you can see watercolor looks so great on this paper, even though it's so thin. So I do like this a lot. Then here's me. I put my hair into buns on that day, the true Mao bun. Yeah, just wanted to draw myself with that, or like my persona. Some song lyrics from Ich fühle dich by Alligator. And oh, I really like this page. I bought these like stuff you write, you can write like birthday cards and Christmas cards or whatever, and they're really handy for sketchbooks. I'm pretty sure this is the only time I used one of these, but yeah, I do like the way this turned out. Ryan from Kengan and my self-insert, who is his younger sibling. Then here I drew Takumi and more Takumi. Oh, he looks so cute here. Some stuff for school and more stuff for school. Some sketches of Jake with a bunch of blue stickers I had, and oh yeah, some sketches of Hubert from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Oh, I love him so much. Oh, he's my favorite Fire Emblem character. And here is my Fire Emblem self-insert. I was still like deeper into Fire Emblem, or like my self-ship at least, around this time. Also, I forgot to mention the self-ship with Hubert is Crippletonic. If I have a self-ship with a guy, it's Crippletonic always, unless it's like my self-insert has like with Ryan. Ryan is the older brother of my I mean, another word for self-insert can be Yumasona, so there's that. Oh man. So yeah, me and Hubert and me, I love him very much. And then here's another little a sketch of my persona, and also I was trying out some pencils I had bought that day. Then here's Takumi and Shido, and here's Taku. So now you might wonder, what's the difference between Taku and Takumi? Are they twin brother and sister? No, Takumi and Taku do have twins, but basically Takumi is the Blue Lock version, like my Blue Lock OC, and Taku is a gender bend version of him that exists in my OC universe, if that makes sense to you. Then here's Oma Togita from Kengan. I really like this page, and this page shows again how nice watercolors look so nice on this paper. I'm starting to miss it. Maybe okay, I'm gonna have to check prices for A4 sketchbooks with this paper later, and if I feel like spending money, so much money, I will buy one more of these, but bigger. But if it's less expensive to buy like a pad of paper instead of a big sketchbook, I think I'm gonna get the paper. Oh yeah, this was when I turned 20. Yippee! And I got Himi gouache from my mom for my birthday, and I really like using it. It's lots of fun. I don't use it often because I do prefer watercolors over gouache, but when I feel like using something that's more opaque, or when I draw something and then I think gouache, like the texture and all, would look really good on it rather than watercolor, then I use gouache. Oh, some sketches of Dynamite. Something you can see me doing a lot in the sketchbook, and I also think in the next one, is that I was finally just sketching and finally letting loose and not trying to make complete art on every other page. So yeah, because stuff like this, it counts as complete art too. Complete art doesn't always mean I have to make a full color spread or whatever. This is finished art, and that's fine. Here's another drawing of Hubert. My friend drew my Nagi plush being squeezed. Then here's just a page, my friend's drawing. Here I drew my Blue Lock OC Takumi and the Blue Lock OCs from two of my friends. Oh yeah, here's a little collage of tea, because I really like tea, and I got sick sometime at the end of using this sketchbook in summer, shortly after my birthday. Great. So yeah, I was in bed drinking lots of tea because my throat hurts so bad, and basically there's this tea store named Teeschwender. I know they're throughout like all of Germany, but there is one near my school, so every time I would walk past it, I'd see they have these surprise bags, and I was like, oh, I want one. And one day I finally gave in and bought one, and yeah, I got 3 different types of teas. This rhubarb raspberry tea, which was really nice. I forgot the other 2. I got, but because I haven't tried one of them, but this one tasted nice, and the other one I liked too, but I forgot which one exactly it was. But yeah, Goldie noodles, and these are Satoshi and Arisu. They are my Blue Lock OCs. I mentioned like Takumi having a twin brother earlier. This is his twin brother, and of course there is a gender bent OC universe version of Satoshi as well. Praise my creativity. Her name is Sato, but I don't think I've really drawn her until the sketchbook, and you're only gonna see this in the next video, so like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will see Sato in the next video or whatever. Yeah, I also made an OC Universe version of Arisu, but I'm gonna still tweak her a little bit and see what I'm gonna exactly do with her. I do have some ideas how to use her, so yeah. Ikumi, she started out as my Baki OC, but I mean Baki and Kengan kind of overlap since there was this crossover chapter years ago, and the crossover movie happened earlier this year, and I got really obsessed with it. I think I've watched it at least 5 or 6 times. It's such a fun movie. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Yeah, so I drew Ikumi. So she not only is the Baki OC, but also a Kengan OC. Here's Ryuki from Kengan. I have a self-ship with him, and Koga from Kengan, so like it's a poly humor ship, but I don't think I have much art of it, honestly. Yeah, stuff my friend drew, and my OC Pop. I designed them years ago, and not much about their design has changed, but every time I draw them, I just draw them without colors. I think I'm gonna have to draw them but colored again. This was I mentioned something in my last sketchbook tour about constructing bodies with the sizes of the height of various heads, you know. You're gonna see it on another page better, but this was when I discovered the YouTube channel Line Sensei, and his videos helped me so much, because over the next pages you're gonna see that I was here I was working on heads, and here, yeah, some more heads and bodies. Yeah, so I was I'm gonna have to skip something right here. Yeah, I was having lots of fun with all that. Then here I was feeling more confident in my art, starting at the time of practicing and studying more. So yeah, here I drew Goldie and put a lot of fun stickers around. I don't use I don't often do colored spreads that go over 2 pages, because I just don't like using the backs in sketchbooks, but occasionally I glue stuff in there if I have enough, and I think it would have looked way too empty if it was only this page. This one adds like to the whole vibe of it with the many stickers and all. Hubert, Remiel and my boyfriends, and my Fire Emblem self-inserts, and Hubert because humorship. Yeah, and I made, like, my boyfriend isn't much into Fire Emblem, so I made an insert of him to add to the humorship as well, because we're in love in every universe. I don't add him to each of my humorships, but if I feel like he would benefit the dynamic, or if like, it's a lot to explain, but basically I started humorshipping with Hubert like a month into my relationship with Remy, and having this humorship helped me a lot figuring out what I like. You know, usually couples have the honeymoon phase at the beginning of their relationships. Remy and I didn't have that. We had the trying to figure out how our relationship works phase because it was our first, or it is our first platonic relationship, and yeah, that subship with Hubert helped me figure that out for myself. So yeah, and well, I mean, he's also in that, or like we named his insert Remie because that's one of the many nicknames I gave him. Oh yeah, here's Taku. Something I don't like about A5 sketchbooks, I much prefer drawing in big A4 ones, but you know, this happens where I draw something and then only later realize, oh man, I have so much space left, but it's not enough space to draw something else. Yeah, so that's by the way another reason why I was practicing with like constructions of body heights and all. I think this is a good page where you can see it pretty good because Mai is 3 heads tall, Remiel is I think 3.5. Yeah, a bit more than 3.5, and Hubert is 4 heads tall, with all of our height differences, and yeah. Then here's some lyric from Utopie by Ennio, and more sketches of Uma. Something that, like, I don't usually draw very muscular characters, or at least I didn't do before I got into Baki and Kengan, because if I want to make fan art of those characters, I have to draw their muscles and their body types, so that helped me a lot with figuring it out. I have no idea who this is. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be... I think I was trying to make another Kengan OC, and then I just ended up doing nothing with them, so they exist on this page and on this page only. Well, here's more sketches of Takumi. And yeah, more me working on bodies, and yeah, here you can see better with the whole construction thing. I don't like always draw this many guidelines when I draw bodies, especially because my art style is so much more simple than this, but well, at least I'm trying to make it more simple. For a while I was trying to draw bodies more detailed like this, but recently I figured out I want my art to look more simple like it used to be, but I still need to know all these rules and everything to know how to draw, so it's good that I learned all this. Yeah, like something I want in my art style is to not draw as many curves, like for example here, or like have the legs be super detailed, because for me personally in my art style, having a straight line here, a straight line here, but still indicating some sort or implying the curves, yeah, you're gonna see more of that in later sketchbooks. Here's Jake. Something I really need to practice is feet and shoes and perspective of them, because something is off here. It should be a bit bigger and like in front of this one. And here's some sketches of Milo. I used to draw him all the time, now I just draw him occasionally. Yeah. Here I used my Himi gouache for the second time. I used it for the first time in another sketchbook. Like that sketchbook only has I think 15 pages. And it has watercolor paper, so I just draw there occasionally. I think so far I've drawn only like twice or maybe 3 times in it. But yeah, Mia with the Himi gouache was lots of fun. And like this paper is super thin, but it was still, yeah, lots of fun to use gouache on, because I think the paper was warping while I drew on it, but now afterwards it's just flat for the most part. Here's a little drawing of Nagi from Lilac, but he's a bit chubbier. There is a backstory behind it, but I don't want to explain the whole thing. But to make it short, people on Twitter, of course on Twitter, were calling Nagi fat ass for eating a lot on official art, but canonically Nagi is a character who sees eating as a hassle. It's exhausting to him, so before getting to Blue Lock he only ate jelly food. So I made up a headcanon that because he was eating so little, when he was starting to eat just a bit more and actually stuff that isn't jelly, he gained a bit of weight at the beginning. So he wasn't just or like that his body was starting to save all the fat because it didn't know the next time it would get this many calories again. So yeah, I made this headcanon because I was pissed off by the people calling Nagi a fat ass for simply eating on official art, you know. There was a bit more to it. For example, I talked with people on a Blue Lock Discord server, but yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it. Here's some sketches I made on a school trip to the zoo. Silly little creature. Yeah, this owl was super funky because it just sat like on the front of its enclosure and it stared at us. It was just chilling. It was a cool owl. More sketches. I filled quite a handful of pages that day. This bird got super close to my friend and me because it wasn't one that was in an enclosure. It was walking around freely, and my friend and I were sitting on a bench and drawing animals from some photos we took for reference, because it's a bit hard to draw animals while they're moving, but this bird was so close to us I could draw it pretty well. And I also took a bunch of photos of it. And this, I don't remember exactly, and this plant were some of my teacher's favorites from that day. So yeah. Oh, a little bit sticky. Here, this is my name tag from that day. Oh, and here I was figuring out, okay, with how many heads tall do I draw myself? Which one looks better? And I do like the version with 3 heads tall the most, but my persona just looks a bit more childish here than I usually make it look, I think. Yeah, more drawings of Takumi. We're almost through the sketchbook. Do I even tour the next one in this video as well, or would it get too long? Yeah, you know what, I'm still going to tour the next one. It will make this video longer than the last one, but oh yeah, I finished this in the middle of July, but I need to get through these sketchbooks because after this there are, oh my god, 2.5 more. The next video is probably gonna be a bit long as well. I first planned to only record 1 sketchbook per video, but with this I was like, oh, this is a small sketchbook, so I'm gonna do a second one. Well, anyways, stickers, same as always. This time there are none made by a specific artist, just manga panels and stuff. Yeah. For the first page, this time I drew myself and my boyfriend. Then here's oh yeah, Lihito from Kengan. This is a drawing one of my friends made like over 2 years ago, or like around 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, Lihito is one of my favorite Kengan characters. You will hear me saying this over every single Kengan characters in my sketchbooks because I mean, I do only draw my favorites. So yeah, here's Taco and me drinking a bunch of tea because I got sick. Oh yeah, here I found these 2 screenshots from the Baki anime on Pinterest. So I copied them. Didn't exactly pay too much attention to copying the art style, but still wanted to keep it close. But like, I didn't mind if influences of my own art style were getting into it. I think we're going this little ramble here. Not too much, but basically, I personally don't like the art style of Baki in the manga that much. I do like, for example, from Grapple Baki, the first part of the series, I do like the art style. But starting, at least on the, like, I forgot which part Baki Do is. I think it's like the 4th part of the series. that's when I start to not like the art style as much anymore. I still read Bakido 2014. I also read Bakido 2018, and I've somewhat been keeping up with Bakirahen, but I don't like the art style that much, but I do like the art style of the anime. I think it's really pretty to look at. Yeah. But an art style I do like a lot is that of Kengan, specifically of Kengan's artist, Darumeon. Not only do I like the way he draws manga, but also the stuff he posts on Twitter if he draws something that isn't like a direct manga panel or whatever, because occasionally he does do other art. And yeah, something I was doing was I printed out some panels from the manga and did master studies with them. Here, first I was just starting with something simple, but I could, as you can see, I still learned a lot from it. For example, line weight, shapes, three-dimensional stuff, shading, how to make even a simple pose as this look dynamic. Then I was going on to hands, because something I really like about Darumeon's art style is the way he draws hands. Especially because Kengan is such an action-filled manga and the characters are so muscular and all, and the way he draws hands always is so perfectly fitting for the characters. And you know, hands are often a thing artists struggle with. I honestly don't struggle with it that much, but still studying them from his art style, yeah, was fun. Here I went on with heads and necks, and here I continued with dynamic poses from a fighting scene. Here's one more from a fighting scene. Something I do have to work on is foreshortening in my art, so this was helpful. And then here's of an almost full manga page. There's just some stuff cut off there. Yeah, I think I was mostly focusing on the expression here, but also on the pose when I was studying it. I have to do this again. This was so much fun. I have to do this again with like multiple manga I like. So yeah. Then here I drew Jake. Because it was summer break, I had the time to work on the novel I'm writing, which is I want to write multiple novels or stories that happen in my OC universe, and the first one I want to finish is Sinister Soul, because it's basically the foundation of the universe, or like it helps explain the foundation of the universe. And yeah, so yeah, at the beginning of the story, Jake has super messy hair, he has split ends, and then he finally gets a haircut, his bangs are cut short, and his split ends are cut off. So yeah, here I drew him again. I'm pretty sure I drew this with watercolor pencils. It sure looks like good. Yeah. Here's Dynamite. I drew Dynamite and Jake in the sketchbook a lot. Basically, they're the main characters in Sinister Soul. So yeah, some sketches of myself and sort of like my persona, Milo as as a young adult and in his early teens, and then there's Jake. Sag mal Klettergerüst. Friends Blue Lock OC, my Blue Lock OC. I honestly don't know if my friends watch my videos. Kreide, if you see this, hello! Here's Shizu. And here's Shizu again, once more with Takumi. At some point, we had talked about putting these two into the One Piece universe, but then we never did anything with that. Yeah, maybe we should do that, because we're not really into Blue Lock anymore, which is where these two originate from. But yeah, maybe I'll draw them and like draw One Piece versions of them sometime. Yeah, here's just a collage of stuff I had accumulated. This is a chocolate my Latvian classmate gave me. The packaging looks so silly. Look at these bears. Oh. Then yeah, some doodles of aqua. They're gender fluid because get it, aqua, water. Yeah, mask presenting. femme presenting, also femme presenting. I most of my art of aqua is mask presenting, so I wanted to draw them with like more androgynous and feminine clothing as well. Here's Ceylon. He's the roommate of Jake and Sinister Soul. Okay, I'm not going to get into this completely. You can read this. A lot of it is a quote from a video I watched on the manga Inside Mari. It gave me this huge positive identity crisis, and I cried, so I wrote down some stuff. I think most of it are like direct quotes from the video, but I didn't make it clear enough, I think. Because I have no idea where the quote begins and where it ends, so oopsie. But a part of it I wrote by myself. Yeah, basically, gender, gender really confusing. I genuinely don't label my gender. All I know is I like wearing dresses, but I don't feel like a woman, because the word woman feels kind of odd for me personally. I'm just a person. I'm a human. I'm a thing. I don't know. I call myself creature occasionally. And basically it's kind of the same for my OC Jake, except that he feels odd calling himself or being called a man, but he does like presenting masculine, but he also doesn't mind presenting feminine. And he also doesn't label his gender, because he is, I wouldn't call him a self-insert or a persona or anything, but he is like an extension of myself, I'd say, because there's so much we have in common, and everyone projects at least a little bit of themselves in their OCs. And I project a lot onto Jake, except we have very different experiences, but let's say like the outcome is the same or very similar. For example, gender, because I went through a lot of phases of trying to find myself, and Jake just, he didn't try, he just at some point was figuring out, oh well, I don't like labeling that, so yeah. Anyways, more OC art. Here's another drawing of Aqua. And Sophia and Galax, the sillies, the scrunklies, the little guys. And yeah, Takumi again. I do like this paper a lot. It's a Canson sketchbook, by the way. I forgot to say this when I started with the sketchbook. But I like the paper a lot. It reminds me of the Talents Uncreation sketchbook. Just the paper is a little bit thicker, and I think a little bit smoother as well, but it still has like a nice texture to draw on, because I don't like completely smooth paper. So yeah, here's Dynamite. I didn't want to glue these drawings on, so I just put them in there with paper clips. I think that's what they're called. But yeah, I finally made a design of him. I'm like, the clothes I'm completely satisfied with. It took me long enough, I've had them for years. Yeah. Here I drew my old Super Mario C Bubble, and I redesigned her, and I also redesigned another old Super Mario OC. Then here, oh yeah, Takumi, Engine, Shizuo, my OC, my friend's OCs, yeah. Sometimes I talk with my friend who owns Engine about him, because he doesn't do anything with that OC. Like, and then I joke about Engine being like on life support, but the life support machine is literally just me and a handful of times I've drawn him. Besides that, he kind of doesn't exist anymore. Oh yeah, some doodles of Dynamite, and one of my favorite drawings in the sketchbook. Oh, I love this so much. I used inks to color this. The black part is acrylic ink, so it's a bit shiny, and the white, red, blue, and yellow here are Posca markers, and the rest is just regular ink I had. Yeah, really like this page. And yeah, just some more sketches of Smiley and my persona, and then OC I hadn't drawn in forever and finally redesigned, inspired by a song I like. And yeah, so I wanted to draw them. I really like these tattoos, like the eyes on the knees. And here's Milo. I don't really like the way this drawing came out color-wise, and the clothes don't really fit Milo's vibe either. But it still looks nice. It's Milo, so here's Dynamite again, and a huge mess in the back of this page. I have no idea what exactly happened. All I know is when I colored this with the ink at first, I didn't like the way it looked when the ink dried, and I didn't like the way it felt either, because it felt so sticky, I guess. So I lifted a layer of it with water and a tissue, so it would dry, not as sticky. Okay, I think this is my favorite page in the sketchbook. I just like everything about it, like the contrast of the background and the character, and Dynamite is one of my favorite OCs, and one I love very, very much. So yeah, I love seeing like me just painting a whole background with one color, or and then having these details. I'm gonna have to do that more often again. Here I redesigned Criticus because it has been a while since I last drew him. Then Sparkle On, it's first day. This is Atsushi from Inazuma 11. I'm not into that, but my boyfriend is, and Atsushi is his favorite character, so I drew him. And here's Diana and Elvin, my OCs. Oh yeah, here I drew Kiris. I've only drawn them fairly with like masculine clothing, but I felt like a more feminine design or like feminine clothing style would fit them better. And yeah, I do like the way they look like this. So yeah. Then here's Kiris and their brothers Minifas and Vincent. Like these two, they have like these, let's say, specific names, and then there's Vincent. Oh yeah, here I wrote down a bunch of stuff while I was working on Sinister Soul and Jake. Here I was visiting my boyfriend for the first time, and we watched Kengan together because the final episodes of the anime released. So I had to make him watch all of the previous episodes with me, and I was finishing my reread of the manga, so I cried a lot. Like, I think I cried for an hour at the end, even though I already read it and I knew what happens. But I cried, and my boyfriend was like comforting me by showing me silly cat pictures and yeah. And the next day, the final episodes released. So guess who was crying again? And then I made my boyfriend draw Cosmo, Kaneda, and Oma. And this is my... Oh yeah, Kengan Ashura subs. I drew my Kengan self-insert. My boyfriend drew some Tokyo Revengers stuff. And oh yeah, here I drew Dynamite as an adult, and he slays. Love this design. Kengan self-insert art, Ryan and Fuzui. They're the older siblings of my self-insert. Here's Jake. Oh, I can't show the next page. Yeah. Here's... Oh yeah, this whole head construction thing. Practicing that again. Jake and Dynamite. I'm pretty sure I was back home around this time, because I don't think I took a set of watercolors to my boyfriend's place. I only took like watercolor pencils. Yeah, Dynamite again. I still struggle with drawing horns. I need to work on that. More Kengan art. I did some requests on Twitter because I found some Kengan mutuals, so I could finally have someone to talk to about that stuff, because none of my friends are into it. I mean, my boyfriend watched all of the episodes with me of Kengan Ashura, and my friends watched, I think, 7 or 8 episodes on my birthday party with me, because that's what I wanted to do, at least for some part of the evening. Igumi, again, my OC. And, oh yeah, this is human ship drawing. Ryuki, Koga, Mi, Remy, my boyfriend. This is another selfie where I added my boyfriend just for the funsies. And my art was not arting. Ikumi again. And Lihito. Oh yeah. School started again, so maths. And my friend drew some stuff. And more maps, woo! Yeah. Oh, and Taku, little baby. More stuff from my friends. I'm pretty sure the last pages are all just stuff my... Oh man, there's nudity. I have to skip a page again. Yeah, Jake. Oh, I thought all the last pages would be just by my friends, but apparently it starts here maybe, because I get burned out of a sketchbook around the last 10 pages. So yeah, here I let my friends draw, and then I did not bother to finish the last few. But wow, we're finally at the end of this. I have 2.5 more sketchbooks to tour. I don't think I'm doing them today because my throat is hurting from yapping so much. But I will try to record it sometime in the next days or weeks, at least so I can upload it a week after this video. So thank you very much for watching, for coming back to my channel, you know, all that, and see you next time. Bye bye.